Just go.
Hey guys, welcome back. Jani's clicking. I can't do it when he's clicking. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jenna and this is Josh. This is my husband, if you don't know. Today we are going to be doing another Q&A because it's been a while since we've done one and a lot has changed in our lives. We've had our baby and I guess that's it. So not a lot. But anyways, it was fun to do the Q&As last year, so we're doing another one. Let's get into it. Do you still date after having a baby? Do you want more children? If so, how many? We do a little bit. Not really, though.
Not really.
We don't really go out that much.
We should. I've heard good things about it. We just kind of do things whenever we have time, but...
Yeah, we've gone on like 3 dates since having her, and she's 4.5 months old.
Which isn't that bad. Probably better than I thought.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but I feel like a lot of people go like every week. But that's not us. We don't even go out to eat that much, like with her.
No.
So. And then, do you want more children? If so, how many? Yes. I want like a lot more.
5 is like, that's a solid max for me.
It might change after we have another one. That's what everyone says. Like when you have your second one, it's like, whoa, what were we thinking? But I feel like we'll still want quite a few kids. The next question. Has your relationship grown stronger or more distant since becoming parents? I don't really feel like it has changed that much. Do you think?
No. I could see why it would change for the negative. It hasn't, luckily.
I think there was like maybe a week or two when she was like a really newborn where I was kind of distant maybe, just because I was going through a lot and it's a huge change. More so for me because my body like was going through all these hormonal changes, but I don't know, I feel like we're pretty much back to normal.
Yeah, and if you're like thinking about having kids, just like keep in mind that there's like, it's literally another factor that's going to come between you and your husband. Not to like make that sound negative, but just keep that in mind that when you guys start like, if you guys do grow distant, it's because there's literally something in between you guys that's going to keep you guys apart, and like your time together is going to be different.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to like grow apart. Like if you notice that happening, just make a bigger effort to get closer again.
And understand why.
Then the next part of the question is, also, do you feel like using cloth diapers is a hassle or worth it? It's very much so worth it. We were talking about how much money that we would be spending if we were doing all disposable diapers, because we do still use disposables here and there, like at nighttime, or if we're gone for a long period of time. But doing cloth while I'm home is just so easy because I'm home all the time, so I can afford to do, or what is it? I can spend an extra hour or two every week doing another load of laundry. So, but in the long run, it's gonna be really worth it because if we have a lot of kids, we can use the diapers over and over again. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of info out there saying the money you'll save, and they incorporate the water usage and laundry and stuff, and just overall it is cheaper. It's more of a hassle, but it's worth it financially if you're looking at it from that way.
Yeah, and it's fun. I like it. Is parenting easier or harder than you expected so far? What's the best part? You can go first.
I don't want to say it's easier, but we did get a pretty easy baby. Mm-hmm. She's stressful, and like I said, she's just like, she is time consuming and takes energy. But I think I expected, like, I always tend to expect the worst, so I'm never disappointed. I have these really like high expectations for negative consequences, so I'm never disappointed, and I think it usually works out in my favor, and it did in this because it's way easier than I thought. I think initially it wasn't, because the first like couple nights in the hospital is just like constant screaming, and I was like, what did I do?
She wasn't eating, that's why.
She wasn't eating, and we didn't understand that, but I was just like, super unhelpful the first couple days because I was just like, what did I do? But yeah, that was wrong with me. But overall, I mean,
We're learning.
yeah, we're learning and totally worth it. And I know it's going to get harder with every kid we have.
Yeah.
But right now, I think it's easier than I expected because I had so many, such high expectations for how difficult it'd be.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's easier and harder because at first you can't really prepare to be a parent. Like, you can read all you want and educate yourself, but you're not really eased into it, especially for the mother. Like, just everything happens all at once. You give birth and then you get your milk in and you're bleeding and then your baby's screaming all the time wanting to eat, and it's just like a huge smack in the face kind of. Like, you were so excited for 9 months, and don't get me wrong, I was still excited to have her, but it was just like a whole world of change all in one day. And I think that was harder than I expected. But then when she got to be like probably a month old, it was like, whoa, this is the best thing ever. Like, this is so easy, and it was really fun. And now she's kind of in like that teething fussy stage, which is also harder than I was anticipating, but it's more fun than I expected. I should say that. It might be harder, but it's more fun and more rewarding than I expected.
Maybe if you're planning to get pregnant, or if you are pregnant, learn to deal with stress beforehand, because you're going to be like crazy stressed, and like she said, there's no way to prepare. But if you can like teach yourself how to deal with stress, and then just like go with the flow a little easier, it's bound to help. It's not going to solve all your problems, but it's going to help if you're able to cope at least.
Yeah. And the second part, what's the best part of being a parent? Go ahead.
No, go. I was just reading.
I think just like getting to see her learn new things. It's like seeing Hazel learn about her feet and about her hands, that she can grab things, that she can chew on things, smile, just all the new things. It's so fun. I love when she learns something new.
Yeah, I agree. The first few weeks, she was like this little thing that we had no idea what she was. And now it's like after like a month, 2 months or whatever, now she's just like this little human with little tiny nails and little tiny feet, and she moves like a human. And I think that's cool to see her just adapt to what humans do.
Yeah. How soon do you want another baby?
Soon.
Like now? If it wasn't for, when I had Hazel, it was like hot. Like I was, how am I so bad?
It was hot.
When I was 9 months pregnant, it was like in the dead of summer. Is that the right term? Or is that dead of winter?
I think it makes sense.
Okay, it was the hottest part of summer, and that was not fun, being like huge pregnant when it's really hot. So if it wasn't for that, like if I were to get pregnant right now, it would be really hot again when I was 9 months pregnant. Then I'd probably be pregnant again. But soonish.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question. How many more kids do you want? I think we answered that already. Like 4 more? Or 5 more? Or 6 more?
Somewhere around there.
Okay. Will you always be a stay-at-home mom? I hope so. That's the plan. Do you co-sleep? We never used to, but sometimes if she really will not go back to sleep, I will just put her in our bed because, sorry Mom, I know you're not gonna like hearing that, but I do. And I be safe about it. I put pillows around us and yeah. All right, next question. Do you guys have similar parenting styles? If not, how do you agree on how to parent?
I always get my way.
Well, that's true, but not in the way you're saying it.
We're mostly similar.
Yeah,
I think I'm a little more like, aggressive, hard.
Oh, don't say aggressive. You're not aggressive. More harsh, maybe. Your
Yeah.
parenting style is a bit more harsh.
Sure, I feel like those are the same words, but.
Aggressive is like. But yeah, it's pretty similar. It's just like when it comes to some issues, like I do not like to have the baby cry, like ever. And sometimes he's like, it's fine, babies need to learn that they don't need people at all times. But for me, I'm like,
You can't always get what you want.
that's true, but she is a newborn. And then also with like discipline and stuff, I don't disagree with spanking, but I don't really want to do it. Like I just don't want to. But otherwise our styles of parenting are very similar. We don't like fight about anything. All right, next question. How much and in what ways has y'all's relationship changed since having Hazel?
In what way has it changed?
I think sometimes it's like easy to just get into the rhythm of like keeping the baby alive and be like kind of forget about the other person, like that it's a relationship and not just like a partner, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Like it's not just like we take care of Hazel now. It's like my responsibility is still Jenna and Hazel, and Jenna's responsibility is still Josh and Hazel.
Yeah.
And we can't forget that, because I think it's easy to just be like, just have all this focus on this baby because it just creates attention, and we need to carve out time to make time for each other too.
But I think that is how it's changed. Like sometimes we do get into that rhythm of like only trying to keep the baby alive, and like just days kind of go by sometimes like that.
Which kind of ties into the dating question too, carving out time specifically to be one-on-one.
Yeah. And the ways also it has changed is the time we do spend one-on-one is more like
Meaningful.
We cherish that time together. Like when she goes down to go to bed and we get to be together, it's like, oh wow, hi.
And this morning we had to have breakfast together, and that doesn't like ever happen. And we got to have coffee. And
yeah, like she's sleeping in right now really late, and it's like, whoa.
if you don't have kids, don't take that time for granted. If you're like, let's say you don't have kids and you both are like, let's just sleep until 8:30 or 9 and then get up and go to work. It's like, get up an hour earlier and make breakfast for each other and sit down and have coffee before work or something. 'Cause those are good times. You guys can just talk and plan out your day and just communicate with what you guys are doing. And it's just, it's really beneficial.
Yeah. All right. Would you guys ever consider moving to Ohio, closer to Pennsylvania? We actually really wanted to move to Ohio for a while. Who knows?
I'm not against moving anywhere. I'll move pretty much anywhere.
Not anywhere colder than Minnesota, though.
And not California.
Yeah. Yeah, Ohio was like on the top of our places to move one day. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see where life takes us, I guess. Okay. Next question. Did you get stretch marks during pregnancy? If not, how did you prevent them?
Not really.
Yeah, you didn't really.
My body's pretty much the same.
How did you prevent them?
Drink a lot of water, and don't get pregnant.
No, I didn't get stretch marks, but I have read and heard that a lot of it is genetic. Like, you can't really do anything to prevent them. So I kind of gave up on trying to prevent them. Like when I started showing, actually, when I first got pregnant, I was like, I am not gonna get stretch marks. And I was like putting oil and cream all over my belly and doing like dry brushing my stomach for like the whole first trimester. And then I got lazy and I was like, if I get stretch marks, it's just how my body reacts to pregnancy. So, but I don't know, maybe that helped, maybe it didn't. I do think it's genetic though. Okay, the next question is, why won't Josh make that video?
So explain what video she's talking about.
So there's a girl that I know, and she, ooh, Gianna, yucky. Gross. There's a girl that I know, and she is supposed to give birth like yesterday. She's very pregnant, and she wanted Josh to make a video about birth from the father's perspective. And why won't you make it?
I only heard about it one time, so
No, I've told you about it like 2 or 3 times.
Kind of just went past my mind. Videos aren't really my thing. I guess if I can, it's probably gonna be late now, but if I can give you a few words from my standpoint, going into it again, I just kind of expected the worst, and I'm kind of just chill already, that I was just like, whatever happens, I'll just learn how to deal with it. I trust how I react in situations. Just remain calm, pay attention to how your wife's feeling, and just be ready to assist the nurses or her in any way you possibly can. And
pretty much be down for anything.
Yeah, and just like careful in what you say. Like if she's like, if your wife's like in pain, don't be like, hey, calm down. It's like, okay, that's not really gonna benefit anybody.
Yeah.
Just listen, breathe with her, fan her. Bring one of those like spray bottles with water in it, because she's gonna like start sweating, and just like if you can like spray her and do that, so you don't have to fan her with a menu for 2 hours like I did.
If you freak out, she's gonna freak out, so don't freak out.
Yeah, just be chill, dude.
All right. And she's done this before. You're a pro. You can do it. The next question: how did you cultivate your relationship / belief in God? Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So, how did you cultivate? So, cultivate means to grow. And if you mean like how do we cultivate our relationship like with each other, we did that well before we got married. Like all throughout the relationship, we, went to church. We read together. We talked about scripture and God and theology and anything you can think of, and all that is just that's cultivating.
What about for your own personal? Because I think that's more like for us personally. What?
Personally, I find first find friends. That's huge. Find friends that'll keep you accountable. Friends that you can talk to about God, scripture, whatever. And I mean, there's so many resources out there, podcasts, YouTube videos. I mean, there's tons of great sermons out there you can read. But number one, I would say make sure you go to church.
Yeah.
That's the most beneficial thing.
For me, I mean, we both grew up in Christian homes, but that was the thing that, I don't know if I would have been exposed to it as early as I did if I didn't grow up in a Christian home. But then there was kind of a phase in high school where I was like, I went through my own personal, hey Janner, can you please stop being loud right now? Thanks. In high school, I went through like a rough patch, and I kind of had to ask myself, like, do I believe in God and that Jesus died for me and that I'm saved because I was raised that way, or do I believe that? Like, is that something that I actually believe? And for a while, I went through like a couple months where I didn't know if I did or not, and it was like a really hard time, but I came out at the end of that, and the Lord pulled me back to him, and he was like, nope, you're mine. And then after that, I just started to do my own studying his word, praying on my own time, not just like with my family, and I don't know, just doing my own studying and getting closer to the Lord through learning more about him and who he is, and not how he makes me feel, but who he says he is in his word. So, yep. Next question. Why did you choose the name Hazel, and what were the top boy names? So, Hazel, that was a hard decision for us because we had a boy name picked out, and we kind of thought it was a boy, but then she was a girl. And we had like 3 or 4 girl names that we liked, but they weren't our favorite. And so how we went about it was, there's a verse in the Bible about a tree, which I'll insert the verse. But I really liked that verse, and I wanted our baby to be kind of named off of that. And so we were looking at tree names, and a hazelnut tree is a name. And so then we looked at the meaning of the word hazel, and there's actually a name in the Bible, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Hazael, and it's a boy name, but it's kind of the same. Hazael in the Bible meant God has seen, and I thought, like, whoa, that is really fitting because she was kind of a surprise, and we didn't expect to have a baby that soon, but I just thought that was very fitting. And then the boy names, we will not tell you in case we have a boy.
Okay, so on a more serious note now.
Yeah, serious. So for this last question, we're gonna get really deep, and I don't know why we saved this one for last, because we probably should have put it somewhere in the middle so we had like time to explain it.
Yeah.
But what does baby's poop smell like?
Popcorn.
smells, if your baby is breastfed, it smells like rotten popcorn. It does not smell good. It doesn't smell like buttery movie theater popcorn, but it does smell like rotten popcorn. That's pretty much it. And whoever says babies poop when they're breastfed does not smell is wrong, because it does stink.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one. Hi.
Hi. Is that it? I think so. Well, that was it for our Q&A. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like it so we know to do more Q&As. And Q&As are always my favorite because these are like the only ones I do with him. And I love filming with him way more than alone. So if you like them, then he has to do more with me. So that would be fun. But I hope we answered your questions and you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you next time. Bye. Wait, how did it go away? Wait, that's the one I just did.
Oh wait, that's the one you just did.
Nope, not that one
No,
either.
that's not that one.
Wait, didn't it? I'm confused.
Banner.